It's very important to have the right products, okay? If you're using a product that's bad for your hair, then it's not going to be able to be healthy and retain the length. I hear a lot of people say they buy a product, it doesn't necessarily work for their hair, it doesn't necessarily make their hair feel good, but they want to use the whole jar until it's gone because they spent money on the product, and that's not a good idea. If you know it's hurting your hair and you know that it's most likely not doing something good for your hair because your hair doesn't feel as great, then just stop using it. Your hair's health isn't worth saving that little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? So just get rid of the product, move on to something else. Also, don't become a product junkie where you're just buying different products every time something comes out. You want to try something new, you want to try this, you want to try that, and you're constantly moving. Your hair can get products or get ingredients that it doesn't necessarily need. So be careful with the products you use. Don't be a bandwagon complete product junkie. When you find something that works for you, stick with it. And if you want to try something every once in a while, something that really intrigues you, that you may think may work for your hair, it's good to use that. But don't just try something just to be trying it, or just to be using it because it's the new cool hip thing to do, or the packaging is nice, or whatever the reason is. Okay, the next thing is moisture. Now, I hear a lot of people talk about moisture, but I think a lot of women get confused at the same time. Okay, of course our hair needs moisture to thrive. It needs water. Moisture, you get it from water, agua, but you don't have to spray your hair with a spray bottle every single day. And I've heard a lot of naturals say this, and it's simply not true because I don't spray my hair with water. I don't put water on my hair every day. If I did, it would like shrink up and mat up and knot up. And I know it's like that for a lot of you naturals out there. And a lot of people have tried doing this and have failed so miserably because I mean, everybody's hair isn't capable of taking water in that manner. The conditioner I use is Giovanni's leave-in conditioner. It has water in it, so I get moisture from that, but I don't use it every day. I also use coconut oil, and this is what I usually use at the end of the day to give my hair some kind of nourishment to prevent the dryness. Now, if you have a product that's preventing your hair from being dry, then you're okay, because when you wash your hair, that's when you get that moisture. That's when you seal it in. So if you're getting moisture there, you don't have to apply water to your hair every day. You can use a leave-in. You can use a leave-in and an oil and mix it together to give your hair moisture. So again, you don't have to spray your hair with a spray bottle. You don't have to literally put water on your hair, especially for those of us who have kinkier textures. Use products to prevent dryness, and your hair breaks when it's dry. So yeah, if you have a good product and you're using that on a regular basis, then you're good. You're good. Your hair isn't gonna like not grow because you're not spraying it with water every day, okay? Okay, the next thing, trim your hair when needed. Don't set a time. Don't say I'm gonna trim my hair every 2 weeks or every month or whatever. Just trim it when needed. And the best way to tell is just simply looking at your ends. If you lift your hair up and you can see through it, that's how I like to tell. If you can see through the hair, split ends at the end, then it's time for a trim. They're just looking raggedy and they're feeling raggedy and they're feeling dry and feeling just bad all the way around, then it's time for a trim. Limit your use of shampoo. Don't shampoo your hair every single wash. Well, I don't want to say don't do that because it actually works for some people. If it's not making your hair feel brittle and dry, then use it as much as you need to. But I just feel like in the long run, it kind of catches up with you because it's breaking your hair down, much like a washing detergent breaks down clothes when it's trying to get it clean. It completely strips it, and your hair doesn't need that all the time. When I use shampoo, I just use it on my scalp, and that's what I like to advise people to do. When you use shampoo, just concentrate on your scalp and rinse it out, and as it rinses out, then the shampoo will catch the dirt or oil on the rest of your hair. I would never advise you to put shampoo on the ends of your hair, on the body of your hair. Just let it rinse down. Now, everyone's hair is different. I know for my hair is dry. Most natural hair is dry. You just simply use conditioner to wash your scalp and your hair feels so moisturized and so good afterwards. You just have to put in more effort. It's not hard to do. I love co-washing, and your hair will definitely reap the benefits. It will feel more moisturized. It won't feel as dry. So if you're unsure about co-washing, my suggestion is start off by conditioner washing or co-washing twice. Like wash your hair, whatever your period of time is. If you wait a week or 2 weeks, do that twice and then use the shampoo. And then if you feel like you can go longer than that, continue to expand the length of time that you go, maybe every 3 washes, then every 4 washes, and you'll see how long you can actually go without shampoo where your hair isn't feeling yucky. It usually takes my hair a while to get to that point where I feel like I just absolutely have to use shampoo. And I don't set a time normally. It's just whenever I feel like I need to use shampoo. So it can be every like 3 months or 4 months, or it can be like back to back. Like 1 week I use a whole bunch of, have a lot of product and gunk in my scalp, so I need to shampoo my hair, and then the following week is, you know, it's the same thing. So I use it whenever I need it, but it's still not a lot. Now, and some naturals don't use shampoo at all, so definitely consider just limiting how much shampoo you use, because it strips your hair of essential oils, and these are oils that we need in our hair to prevent dryness, especially those who already have dry hair. So you don't want your hair to be stripped from the shampoo, and you want to keep some of your natural oils, and you only need to use it when you're really trying to like cleanse your scalp all together and your hair just needs a really good cleansing. Deep condition your hair, I say every time you wash it, or just often. Deep condition your hair a lot, because especially during the summertime, the sun is beating down on your hair is going to be drier. If it's already dry, that's a way to replenish the moisture to your hair, for your hair to get revitalized. So if you're rough to your hair or bad to your hair during that week, deep conditioning definitely helps. I do it every time I wash my hair. My hair has definitely benefited from it, so definitely consider doing it every time you wash your hair. And you don't have to use a protein conditioner every time. You can switch up your conditioners or hair repair masks, or whatever the case may be. Also, limit the amount of heat you use. Don't use flat irons all the time. I know y'all hear this so much. Don't use blow dryers. Definitely limit how much you use heat, because heat breaks down your hair. It can cause your hair to become dry and brittle, so definitely be careful. Also with the sun, protect your hair from the sun as much as you can. I know it's so hard in the summertime, especially if you live like in the South or in a very warm climate. Try to do styles where your hair is protected, like buns and twists and stuff like that, where the majority of your hair is kind of locked up and closed up. Also with the sun, shea butter acts as a great protector between your hair and the sun. Like if you're using a good oil, or there's some products that have SPF protection in it, so I would definitely consider using a product with SPF protection in it. If not, good old shea butter works, the coconut oil, something you're putting on your hair before you start your day, so that it's like a barrier between the sun. It helps with the heat, because heat from the sun can cause permanent damage to your hair, just like a flat iron can, just like a blow dryer. So if you're sitting out in the sun all day, summertime, laid out by the pool or something like that, your hair is just cooking, like that's not good. So find a way to protect your hair. Slap on a hat, get under an umbrella, like be conscious that the sun is just as dangerous as a flat iron or a blow dryer can be. Okay, the next thing, be very gentle with your hair. Don't manhandle your hair. And I know sometimes for me, I do that too. It's like, my hair can take it, it's healthy, so I can go a little faster, I feel like. But you need to handle your hair very gently and very tenderly and very softly when you're parting it, when you're combing it, everything when you're styling it. People can tend to be rougher when they style their hair, so just be careful with how you handle your hair. Also, a lot of people forget this, but you have to pay very close attention to your scalp. Your scalp needs to be healthy in order for your hair to be growing, because your hair grows from your scalp. So, I don't know why I said that loud. And if you're like me, when I was relaxed, I got scalp burns sometimes, or people don't like to think of them as scalp burns, but if you got little sores in your head, like after having a relaxer, then that's a scalp burn, because it was burnt from the chemical. I haven't relaxed my hair in 5.5 years. Before, the first couple years, I would really feel tender spots in my head from where these scalp burns used to be. And you may have this. It may be redness, it may be dry patches, it may be flakiness, it may be dandruff, but it's often caused by these scalp burns. So pay close attention to your scalp. If you still may have some kind of trauma, or your scalp is still affected from scalp burns that you used to have from, like I said, the dryness or redness or tenderness or whatever, shea butter is really good with healing sores and healing things like that. So my advice is to use it. Just don't overdo it. You don't want to clog your pores, but apply it to those places where it's the tender spots, the dry spots, the dandruff, the sore, and it'll heal it right up. Just make sure your scalp isn't dry either, and you do apply some kind of oil. I don't use a whole lot of oil on my scalp, but after I wash my hair, or most of the time it's like the next day, I'll take some coconut oil on my fingers and massage my scalp with it. So yeah, your scalp is very important. Don't let your scalp be dry and the rest of your hair is good. Another tip is do styles that don't require a lot of manipulation. Like people say protective styles, but you don't have to necessarily do protective styling. The style that I felt like helped grow my hair was the twist styles, because I would twist it up. I could wear the twist for a couple of days if I wanted to. I could wear them for weeks if I wanted to, but most likely I wear them for a couple of days. I didn't have to touch my hair. Then I take my hair down, then I don't have to really touch my hair or do anything to it except to condition it or moisturize it or whatever on a daily basis. Yeah, and the only thing is at night, if I wanted to retwist a couple around the front, that's all I would have to do and slap the rest up in a bonnet. So definitely do a style that doesn't require you to like have your hands all in your head and like using a whole bunch of different products, utensils and all of that. Watch the kind of hair clips, hair bows, hair pulls, hair ties you wear or you use. You don't want to use anything that will snag your hair. Everybody says it, but wide tooth combs definitely are the best. Bone combs are off the freaking chain. I want a bone comb. It basically has no seams. You know how with any kind of comb you can see the line where the plastic kind of has been sealed off straight down the comb and straight through the teeth in the comb. And I'm looking like a comb is right here. It has no seams, no creases, no nothing. It's completely smooth. And I really want to get one of these combs. I've heard great things about it. So definitely invest in something like that. I'm not going to break down each thing that you should do or should not use, but go off of how your hair reacts to it. If your hair is having a hard time dealing with this utensil, dealing with this comb or this brush or this clip or this clamp and just pulling your hair, ripping your hair, don't use it. Stop using it. Of course, everyone says this one as well, but make sure you eat right. Make sure, I don't know what this was. Definitely make sure you're eating well, you're drinking enough water, because what's going on in your body definitely reflects with your hair. A lot of people ask me about hair vitamins and should they take hair vitamins and all of that. I say don't necessarily invest so much in that, but more so in your health and in a good multivitamin. And if your body is good, then it will reflect in your hair. Just make sure the vitamins you choose are covering every food group that is healthy, that it doesn't. And a lot of times too, you have to watch vitamins that they're not adding other crap in there that you don't need. So make sure it's good, it's natural, it's good for your body, and you're getting everything you need, and it will reflect in your hair. So I don't say don't concentrate so much on hair peels. Concentrate on body peels and getting your health together, and it will reflect in your hair. Be consistent with your routine, with your regimen, with taking care of your hair. Be consistent. You know it's working for you. You know once you yield, a lot of people are like this, once you yield great results, then you kind of slack off. Like, don't slack off. Continue to take care of your hair. And I know with products, people are worried about pH balance. People are worried so much about different things, and it's kind of, I know finding a product that has the right pH balance, that can be difficult. But my best advice is go based upon how your hair feels after you use it. If your hair feels great, feels super moisturized, then continue to use the product. If it feels drier, if it feels more brittle, then just stop using it. You can really go by how your hair feels and if you're yielding results from that product or not. If it's breaking your hair off or whatever it's doing. That's what happened. That's how I fell in love with the Giovanni's. Everything that I had used before, like this, blew it out of the water in comparison to everything else, and going based upon how my hair felt. Like, my hair felt so good afterwards. The Giovanni's may not do the same thing for your hair, so you have to find a product where your hair just feels awesome afterwards and it feels so good, and continue to use that. You don't have to be so, I don't know, it can drive you crazy when we talk about products, I know, and using natural things and pH balance and stuff. I haven't covered that on my channel, but I'm sure you've heard about pH balance, and don't overthink it. I know most people aren't gonna go get strips and test their products, so go based upon how your hair feels after you use the product. Does it feel super moisturized, or does it feel dry? Does it feel in between, or is it like, yeah, you know? Go based upon how your hair feels. And someone asked me last time if I cut my hair. Y'all, I didn't cut my hair. I get shrinkage just like everybody else. I know y'all are like, you don't have shrinkage. But I do have shrinkage, especially like after I first wash my hair and take twists down sometimes, or if I do chunky twists like this time I didn't do the really small twist like I did in my twist out video, then it's gonna, you know, shrink up more. And then as time passes, as I use more coconut oil or whatever on a daily basis, then it kind of just stretches out on its own from the weight of the oil and everything. Okay, y'all, my light is just about gone. I appreciate everybody for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, leave them below.